well, now you've asked me, so what are the main differences or agreements and disagreements that emerged in the context of this meeting? And I think the main difference is that the American academics present here and the Russian academics present here, they start from two very different political experiences. So supporters of a more traditionalist view of how religion should be present in the public sphere, of a more conservative political orientation in the American context, feel in a minority. They feel that culture in the United States has developed in a way that progressive liberal values dominate. And so they actually feel that the only way out for them is to retreat. And one of our guests today here was Rod Dreher, who wrote the book The Benedict Option. And The Benedict Option is a book that charts a program of retreat for Christian communities into their own small communities that detach from a secular society that is understood as too liberal, too secular, and so this is the American situation in a way. The Russian situation is completely different. We have a government that has wholesale adopted the program of traditional values, that has passed several laws that set limits to a liberalization of society. And so the situation is, the starting point is very different. And I think out of these two different starting points, what was a surprise for me to see is that it has been very difficult for, it has been difficult for participants to understand each other over certain issues, because the evaluation that was given to some of the things that were said was just very different. And we actually had a situation where the Russian participants were much more liberal, so to speak, politically liberal, than some of the Americans. But I think this is clear, because Americans can take a liberal democratic system for granted because it's not under threat, but Russians cannot. And this is why they are in a struggle for civic rights, even though that does not mean that they have to abandon a traditionalist view on moral issues, but it is still a struggle for civic rights. And this is something that Americans do not share in the context. They are not challenged that way. So this I think was interesting to see, and it was very interesting to see that it actually took us some time in the meeting to understand each other on that topic.